Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Mr. Bean and Teddy statue. Here are all of the materials that we will need to make our statue. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. Now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. So the first thing that we have to do in making our Bean and Teddy statue is we have to place a row of 8 grey concrete in a row on the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like that. Place another row on top, and then place 10 rows of black concrete on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it doesn't really matter how you get your 10 rows of black concrete. All that matters is that you do get your 10 rows of black concrete. These few rows that we have made are going to make up the entire legs of Mr. Bean. So once you've done that, we can progress up onto the torso area. Going from left to right, I want you to place a light grey terracotta, black concrete, grey concrete, 2 yellow concrete, grey, black, and then a light grey terracotta, just like that. I want you to then, on top of this row, place a light grey terracotta on both sides with white concrete in between. For the next 8 rows, we want to do this pattern going from left to right. We want to do a light grey concrete, or light grey terracotta I should say, 2 white concrete, 2 red concrete, 2 white concrete, and a light grey terracotta. And that wants to be 8 rows in total. So that would be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So it's much easier to count out the max row of what you actually have to do. So it's much easier to just count out just one row of material extending up as high as you have to go, and then you can just kind of like build everything else around it. It saves counting over and over and over again, and this will take us almost all the way up to the top of the torso. So once you have placed all of the white concrete, the light grey terracotta, and the red concrete, what we can then do for the next row going from left to right is place a light grey terracotta, white concrete, light grey concrete, 2 red concrete, light grey concrete, white concrete, and a light grey terracotta. For the next row left to right, I want you to place a light grey terracotta, 2 light grey concrete, 2 red concrete, 2 light grey concrete, and then a light grey terracotta. I want you to continue extending the light grey terracotta to the right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to extend the entire row down by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all of those 4 terracottas, extend them down each by 7. That will give us in total a row of 8. Underneath this, I want you to add a row of white concrete and then 3 rows of white terracotta. 1, 2, 3. As simple as that. So that is Mr. Bean's arm. We want to apply the same on the opposite side. So we'll take the top here, we'll extend it to the left by 4 using the light grey terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down by 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all of those have to be extended in the same way. It doesn't really matter how you accomplish it. Left to right, up and down and up. Checkerboard pattern. However you want to do it, you can do it. Add a row of white concrete underneath, and then 3 rows of white terracotta. So that would be 1, 2, and 3, as we just did in rapid succession there. Perfect. What do we want to do next? Well, on this occasion, I think that we are going to do the back of the statue first. So, come all the way to the bottom back of the statue, and take the feet, which is the bottom row of grey concrete here, of course, and extend it backwards by 3 rows. So, 1, 2, 3. Extend that 3rd row upwards by 1. And then I want you to place 10 rows of black concrete, but you don't have to count them out. You see, all you have to do is you just have to build up rows of black concrete until they are even and equal to the rows of black concrete that you have on the front of the statue. So that's all you've got to do. You don't have to do any sort of counting or anything like that. You can just build them up until they are equal to the ones on the front. What else do we want to do? We want to make the entire back of the statue light grey terracotta. So, on the front where Mr. Bean has his belt, he has his blazer open, or jacket open, you can see his white shirt, you can see his red tie, you can see his collar. There's none of that on the back. So on the back it is all primarily light grey terracotta. The arms are the same though, so don't go expanding everything out. Just make the back of the statue like this. You can take the bottom of the hands and you can extend the white terracotta backwards by 3 rows like this. And then you can copy the back of the arms onto the back of the statue. What we will then have to do is quite simply fill in the sides of the arms and the side of the statue, the side of the legs. The entire side of everything will all have to be filled in. But that's very, very easy as well. Once you have completed both arms, we will be tackling that. But as I forgot, somehow, don't know how, Mr. Bean has 2 arms, so we're going to be building this up in order. And once you have done the back of the arms, and again nothing special there, this is what it should look like. So it's a very simple version of the front of the statue. On the sides of the statue, it couldn't get too much easier. Basically, you match the material that you have on the left and right of you, and you place it in between. So, for the feet, where we have his shoes, grey concrete. For his trousers, his pants, whatever you want to call them, trousers over here. Oh, my bad, I didn't place all of the black concrete. It's actually really hard to tell for me when I'm placing like black on black. It's really hard to tell whether I actually placed the block. I don't know whether it's my settings on my TV or what, but it's almost impossible to tell. You want to do the same as you go up. You want to match the white terracotta with white terracotta, the white concrete with white concrete, the light grey terracotta with light grey terracotta. You also want to fill the top of the shoulder in as well. You only have to fill in 3 rows extending inwards, so that 4th one was a little bit redundant, but that's what the side of the statue will look like. Very, very simple indeed. Same on the other side here. So again, it's just a case of placing all of the grey concrete, just a little bit of it at the bottom, loads of black on top, just like this, and then just filling the sides of the arm in with the white terracotta, the white concrete, the light grey terracotta. So just building up, building up, building up. And once the body has been complete, which it very almost is, remember you only have to come in 3 rows on the top of the shoulder, we will be left with this, which is looking fantastic. I mean, the lower body's great. Well done, Mr. Bean. What we now have to do, of course, is build up the head. The head starts very simply on top of the top row of the front of the statue. So basically, from this light grey terracotta here, we want to place a row of white terracotta that goes all the way over to the opposite side. It doesn't sit on top of the arms. We place an entire row of white terracotta in front of this, and then in front of this, left to right, we place 3 white terracotta, 2 red terracotta, 3 white. On top of this, going from left to right, we give Mr. Bean a cheeky smile. We give him 2 white terracotta, 1 red terracotta, 2 white, 1 red, 2 white, just like this. Place an entire row of white terracotta on top, and then left to right, we place a white terracotta, white concrete, black concrete, 2 white terracotta, black concrete, white terracotta, just like this. The next row is the same, except you just want to place white concrete instead of the black, like this. The next row is very simple. Black concrete on the left and very right sides of the row, white terracotta in between. 2 entire rows of black concrete directly on top of the head like this, and that is Mr. Bean's face, quite simply. We want to take the bottom row of the head, which is, of course, the white terracotta that we have here, and we're going to extend it backwards by 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. We want to place a white terracotta on the left and right sides of the final row, black concrete in between. We want to add a white terracotta in the corners of I was going to call them the cheeks, but that's essentially what you're making as Mr. Bean's cheeks on the left and right sides. And then we want to build up black concrete that will sit on the left and right sides of the head, also the back, of course, and the top. We're essentially making a black concrete box. and that is going to be Mr. Bean's hair. He has a nice full head of hair with black luscious hair, so that is exactly what we're going to be doing. And once again, I have that little problem. I would love to know if this is anybody else, but I find it so hard. It might be my contrast settings to see black concrete on black concrete. It's almost impossible. It looks to me like I'm just placing blocks into the void. I don't know whether anybody else has that problem, but I'm very, very curious. I've never actually asked about that, so that is going to be the top of Mr. Bean's head. Now, if for some reason you did not want to have Teddy involved in this statue, which is... You're a monster, but if you didn't want to... I'm kidding. If you don't want Teddy in the statue, that's fine. You can have them separate. If you don't want Teddy in the statue, then you leave this here. And this is a fantastic Mr. Bean statue. But if you do want to make Teddy, then... let's get rid of these materials. All you need to make Teddy is very simple. Brown concrete, oak planks, black concrete. We're going to come all the way down to the bottom of Mr. Bean's leg. So we're going to come all the way down to the bottom left-hand side here. We're going to place a row of 6 brown concrete left of Mr. Bean's leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to place 5 rows on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to fill it in. This is going to be Teddy's body. So, whoops, my bad. We don't want to place it in front. He wants to sit pretty much to the side of Mr. Bean. So, there we go. We then want to add another row of brown concrete on top, but we want to extend it towards us. So we've got for the body 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. That's 7th. We add on top and then we extend down. We add ourselves 5 rows on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take the head and we extend it backwards by 3 rows. The top of the head. 1, 2, 3, like this. We take the bottom of the head, we extend it backwards by 2 rows. 1, 2. We fill in the sides. We only have to extend the bottom of the head backwards by 2 rows to equal what we have up top. We fill in the sides, I guess it would be the left side of the head and the back of the head, like this. We add another row of brown concrete behind Teddy's back. So this is going to be Teddy's body. It's going to make it a bit more 3D. You'll see that his head's a little bit larger than his body, just like this. When it comes to Teddy's face, he has a nose, 2 eyes, and just 1 ear in this instance, but he does of course have 2. The nose is, we start from the bottom left hand corner of the head here, we move right 1, 2, up 1, black concrete, 1 to the right, 1 on top. We then place eyes diagonally built into the head like this using black concrete. We then grab our brown concrete and on the side of the head 1 row backwards from this corner, so here, place brown concrete, 1 on top, 1 to the right, that is Teddy's ear. What do we then want to do? We have to make Teddy's legs very simple. We place in the bottom corners of Teddy's body, we place 2x2 squares of brown concrete on the left and right sides. We place oak wood planks in front of these, boom, Teddy's legs. Teddy has arms. The arms are very simple to make. We simply want to take the top left side of the body and we want to place a 2x2 square of brown concrete extending outwards. We then want to place one in front and then a row of oak planks in front of that. To the right of this, where the arm would be, so if we could place brown concrete, we would. You can even place it into the legs if you like, if you want a bit of a visual. And then you can place the brown concrete in front and then the oak planks in front of that. And there you have Teddy. It looks as though that Mr. Bean is kind of like petting him on top of the head. If you wanted to, you could even just not have this arm, and then it would look as though Mr. Bean's kind of like perhaps got it raised above his head or in some sort of fashion. But I actually quite liked Teddy poised in this position, with Mr. Bean kind of just like tapping the top of his head. Feel free to alter that if you like. You could even make your very own separate Teddy statue if you wanted to from this. But that's it. This is what your Mr. Bean and Teddy statue will look like once they have been 100% fully completed. If you would like to just make Mr. Bean by himself, then of course you just have to follow the start of the tutorial. If you just want to make Teddy by himself, perhaps even afterwards, I'm sure that you guys can figure out how to attach the other arm and the other ear. So you can have the best of both worlds if you like, or you can separate them. And that's it. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to hit that like button. It really helps me out. Please, if you're new around here and you like my stuff, subscribe to the channel. Click the little bell next to the subscription button. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that bell's clicked. You'll get everything sent directly to your sub box. If you do want to make anything else by me, whether it's statues, whether it's cartoon houses, movie houses, game houses, check out the card system description below in the top of the comment section for more. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.